with the groin when he was celebrating.
Lemons again, Lynch 2-on-1. Oh, he's almost done it again.
He's going to grab one of those shortly.
Yo stood in the tackle. Priddis gets it from Hearn, gets it called wider from Rosa. Rosa's forced to kick it up high. Kennedy's coming. May got there first. Numbers, Gold Coast. Martin got it free. May kicks it in long. Where's Lynch this time? He's got to beat 4. He can't beat 4.
No, not every time.
That's probably just the weight of numbers.
And his contest after contest, he'd just be physically spent as well.
This is a good switch here. Shuey's one-on-one with Shaw. Waits, puts it out in front of Sinclair, who slides in.
Had to mark it, Sinclair. He did well.
And good, just to reinforce that early injury to Sinclair looked like it could have been catastrophic.
Yeah.
So great to see him back out there and moving freely.
Has a spell at the moment. Darling comes back out there, but the ball is with Cripps. And Cripps heads in the Kennedy direction. He's got to beat 2-on-1. So it's Lynch at one and Kennedy at the other. It's very hard to do. Darling straight into the action, tried to take on 2 of them, was successful, gave it to Selwood. Selwood up towards Kennedy, May again, Nat Nui got his hands to it. Kolodjasny under the pump, heads for the boundary line. Miller makes sure it gets over.
The balls going into the forward 50 to the big forwards haven't been of great quality today. They've asked a lot of the big forwards, and certainly Kennedy's had a great contest with May, but hasn't been assisted by his on-ball brigade.
Priddis somehow to Gaff, squeezes it out. Darling, well, he'd normally swallow that. Shade goes in low. It'll be a West Coast ball.
It is.
That's the legs against Henry Shade.
Yep. It'll be a Hearn kick, and this will put West Coast back in front. Should he kick truly?
Some will say it's tough, but that's the rule. He dived. He dived and he hit the legs of Shanahan. He did touch the ball first, I think.
Yep.
But still, he did take the legs then of Hearn, and that's the call the umpire's going to make.
The Suns got it out to a 10-point lead. The captain of the West Coast Eagles to once again give them the lead. And it is there. It's true.
Once again, it's the big gun standing up. It was a free kick on that occasion, but Shuey's been involved. Priddis again. Here's the free kick. So Shade has, and that's every day of the week. That's a free kick in modern interpretations. He's done well. There was an era where that was courage
and that was good, and he would have got the handball out and away they went.
I think we were always coached go lower and harder than your opposition, but we understand the new interpretations, and Hearn, the skipper, went back and slotted a really important one at this late stage of the game.
That's massive there. 10 goals from stoppage.
10 of 11
in the score sources.
Well, they've needed to get it there because they're not hurting them on turnover, which is amazing. When we spoke with the turnover ball last week against the Sydney Swans,
96%.
So much from the
forward
half.
Shuey looking dangerous. So too Priddis gets it in long. Shade under pressure. Got the spoil down. Looking for a free kick. Selwood. He spun around. Taken again by Shade. Clearing kick. Yo, with his athleticism, gathers. Handball in, back to Rosa. Marston got it to Willingham. Good vision, didn't blast. Now they've got Rosa. They're building nicely here, West Coast. Kennedy and May. Again, May the spoil. What a game he's played. Nat Nui, Selwood, Priddis, the big names for West Coast. The kick up forward, no one on Hutchings. Not such a big name, but he can put them 8 points in front.
Tell you what, LeCras was brilliant as well. Priddis' kick was great. He saw him there and just pulled the kick.
Pulled it, yeah.
LeCras did all the work on his direct opponent so that Hutchings could take an uncontested mark.
Jack Hutchings. Well, Mark Hutchings, I should say. For his first goal for the season, what a kick this will be.
We've seen a lot of that from the Eagles. It has balanced up as the night has gone on, but 11-14 and some very gettable shots missed.
Gee, you wouldn't have thought he'd miss that. So what can the Gold Coast do? Numbers for West Coast, they've lifted. Once they got 10 points down, reality bit. The upset was on the cards. They can't afford it. Here's Kolodjasny waiting
for a run. Now needs to go forward.
Trying to get the Matera.
It's a long way. Over the back, it might get there. Matera comes in. Went without it.
Yeah, just had the body line, that one.
Now Cripps. Now the Eagles with pace, but not a best kick from him. Lemons goes past it. Down he goes. Got to be careful here. They've wrapped him up. He's dragged it in.
He's holding the ball.
He'll be holding the ball. Yeah. He is. West Coast will have another shot at goal. Take your pick, Darling or Kennedy. I think it might be.
Well, they'll sort this out. I think they want the Coleman medalist to have a shot.
Yeah, look, he's
no,
just...
Shuey.
Shuey's going to grab it. So the first issue with Lemons was he dived on the ground, and then on the ground he's dragged the ball in as well. So he was in a lot of trouble.
So Hutchings missed the kick that he should have made. Now Jack Darling for his third. Massive kick. They're up by 3. This can make it 9. Going to make it tough for the home team. It floats across. It's still a one-kick game, as it's been for most of the evening.
Just peppering the ball inside 50 now, West Coast, in this last term.
Is it time to launch it down the middle? Or
Not
still
yet.
2 times?
No, not yet. No, I don't think yet. It's pretty even last term inside 50s. 11-10 in favour of the Eagles.
Barras almost the mark. Shuey evasive back to Sinclair with a fumble. Yo comes in, again gets boot to ball very quickly. They protect the drop zone. Coming through Lacroix, right with him Harbrow. Lacroix off the ground. May, got to be careful here. He's dragged it in. Kennedy wants it. Umpire in good position.
Quick call by the up too.
Very quick on the whistle.
Yeah, I think May was on his way to ground. Got a bit of a nudge in the back. Would have been a tough one to play.
Naitanui, I thought Naitanui would have been the man there. Priddis
again.
Got his boot to it. Now it's 5 points. West Coast doing all the attacking at the moment as we start to tick down towards that 5-minute mark.
Priddis continues on his merry way, getting tackled every time he takes the ball. He's at 32.
He's been tackled 40 times. This time they do go down the middle, Jono. Looking for Lynch. Spoil from Wellingham. Boston was there. Again, West Coast first to it. Off the boot of Miller into Gaff. Boston wraps him up. It'll be a ball up.
It's been the ground level numbers in the last 5 minutes for West Coast. Every time the ball's hit the deck, they've had 2 or 3 extra players around the ball, allowed them to push forward with it, and that's restricted Gold Coast, of course. So that's where Gold Coast need to knuckle down now around the contest.
Scored the last 15 points though, West Coast. Martin got it out to Boston somehow. Hasn't got much to kick to. Lynch one-on-one with Schofield.
Holding, or just across the shoulder. They needed a mark or a free kick on that occasion. They were again outnumbered.
Lynch drills it in low. Dixon, Matera, can't take on Barras. Back towards Dixon. Shepherd did well. Shuey, underground kick was a beauty. Gaff recovers. Now Schofield. Some tied bodies over there. Harbrow comes in to lend a hand. Boston runs it out.
Crunching tackle. Great work from Jared Harbrow. And great work from both teams. The West Coast Eagles working extremely hard.
Hawthorn fans, they saw their team beaten by Richmond.
A lot of interest in this last quarter.
They very keen on these last 4 or 5 minutes. Harbrow sends it in long. Dixon at the back. So too Barras. By hand to Wellingham. Hot footy, but they don't panic. Or they did.
Oh,
that wasn't the one. That's holding the ball.
We're not going to pay it.
Oh, the ball hit the deck on the tackle.
Well, a bit of luck there for West Coast, but numbers here for the Gold Coast. Kolodjasny hunts it up. Won by Cripps, though. Now the dangerous Lacroix to Don Sheed. Open forward line for the West Coast. Can he bounce it through? Can he get the roll he wants? He can't. Now it's a goal of the difference.
It was a big tackle. Up forward, here it is from Matera. Ball hits the deck there. That's got to be holding the ball right there.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
Well, here's Naitanui. He came in at the right time. Forget about that decision. What can the West Coast Eagles do? Cripps towards the goal square.
Don't want a point here now.
No, they're a goal up. Shade. Floating ball, tough one for Shaw. He's searching for the boundary here. Pressure from Sheed, who slid in, who gave it to Priddis, and Priddis floats it up high. Spoil comes, boundary throw in.
Cracking contest. Both players, both teams are throwing themselves at the contest. The Gold Coast Suns fans are well and truly in this. We saw just a few seconds ago the animated coach's box of the Suns, the nervous coach's box of the Eagles.
That was a knight in dull armour. Bennell, 2-on-1. Hearn comes back to help out. Dixon just pushed it down in front. Tough one for Lynch. He pushed him in the back, got rid of Barris. But again, West Coast have the numbers at ground level. Ellis finds his target. They just have more poise when it hits the deck, don't they?
Yeah, they're just working as hard as they should have in the first quarter. West Coast with numbers around the contest, the drop zone, the ball.
Well, their class ball winners are Pritis, Shuey, Maston getting involved.
High ball up. Naitanui with the jump. Russell. Oh, very quick kick from Lemons. He rushed it. It's all West Coast here. Shepherd got it to Schofield somehow, and the numbers should win out, and they're starting to work the clock a bit.
Yeah, they have to push up and find a man now, Gold Coast.
2 minutes to go. 6 points. They still want another point at the very least.
Sinclair will have the height advantage. Saad with the speed. Couldn't get his hands free.
So the Gold Coast Suns, they'll be trying to get the ball over the back here in this ruck contest. Be Nichols up against Sinclair, trying to drag it into the corridor.
Nick Nat off with 2 minutes to go.
And Shaw's probably the one loitering by himself to get this.
Sinclair makes good position in the front. Hard for Selwood to get free.
Has had an impact. 8 disposals in the quarter, coming on a sub. 4 clearances as well. 4 inside 50s. He's really created a good spark for the Eagles.
Now it's 2 minutes. A goal would tie it up. They haven't factored the draw into the top 4.
No.
Any score from West Coast to win it.
Yep.
Nichols. Hard for Lonergan to get free, and this will suit the Eagles. They'll be happy to keep wasting time here.
Well, Nichols is spent here. You can see him on the haunches. So maybe they need a third up or something like that. Maybe a dangerous ball middle.
Here it is. But it falls for Sheed. And Cripps will search for the boundary. Saad will try and keep it in. And he does.
This is a big ball now.
He managed to get it to Lonergan. Holding the man. Free kick, Suns coming back just when Lynch marked it.
A couple of things just haven't gone their way.
No.
The tackle inside forward 50, that one there was going to hit Lynch up.
Well, it was to the favoured side of Lynch. Great play from Saad again as they take it on.
Shaw, Harbrow, probably the right man to take people on.
He need to step left though, left leg.
Hall, he's kicked that out in the full. And we saw Hall kick an important goal. I said it was, his most important kick. He couldn't afford to put that out in the full. West Coast can just milk it now.
They've done well, the Eagles. This last quarter, they're under the pump, 10 points down. To respond the way they have, it's been all class.
And also the Suns, they've got to find it one-on-ones everywhere. Saad's by himself, he's injured.
Nick Nat, spoiled, down to Harbrow.
Oh, he's got the free kick.
He slipped. So they've got 53 seconds to tie it up.
Well, they've kicked a couple of goals with 53 seconds to go before.
High ball
Lynch with the jump.
Tom Lynch, Barry Hall called for him, and Barry gets him within the last minute. What a grab from the captain.
Well, he's thrown himself at every contest, hasn't been able to clunk them, but that one he had a free run across the front of the pack, and
he finishes this. There'll be about maybe 15.
Well, he's
taking 2.
He's taking 2.
Well, he's not in some ways because they need the goal to get the tie. But
he's only interested in the goal.
No, he is. This is going to take it under 10 seconds. This is it.
This for a drawn game. Lynch for the unlikely draw against the West Coast Eagles. It's
he's kicked it.
Scores a level. 4 seconds remaining. Well, the clock says there's no time left, so we're going to have a draw.
We're going to have a draw.
And
everybody fascinatingly looks at the top 4 arrows. How does this affect the Hawks? How does this affect the Dockers? Tom Lynch has kicked his 4th goal.
Oh, Tom Lynch has played a superb game. Just the way he's competed every minute of the game.
He deserved that grab after what he's competed in this last quarter, the way he's done it.
He took the most marks in his career last week against Adelaide Crows with 11. He's led extremely well. Captain today.
It doesn't really matter. The clock will beat both teams. There it is. Coast v Coast. 83 v 83. Somehow the Suns have drawn against the Eagles.
Well, it's a draw, and it's an amazing draw. I think there's one team feeling pretty good, and there's one team extremely disappointed. We spoke pre-game about the West Coast Eagles had an opportunity to really secure a top 2 spot on the back of the Hawthorn loss to Richmond, and now this has just changed things a little, and the Gold Coast Suns, they sit down in 17th position on the AFL ladder, but this is one of their fantastic results of the season. They competed extremely well. Once again, with Gaz being out of the